Now that we've started to explore the beauty of living in the present, let's take it a step further. How can we turn this idea into something that truly changes the way we look at life? Surrendering to the now is not just stopping thinking or resisting. It's an invitation to look at the world with new eyes, to put aside the need to control every detail and simply allow life to happen. Imagine how liberating it would be to let go of that impulse to always want to understand, predict, or shape the future. What if, instead of fighting what is, you just said yes to the present moment? It seems simple, but it is a profound change which can open doors to a peace that does not depend on anything external. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself suffering over something that hasn't even happened yet, or dwelling on something that was in the past? The mind loves to trap us in these loops, but now is the only place where life really happens. As you practice surrender, you begin to realize that suffering often comes from our own thoughts, not from reality itself. It's as if we are carrying a weight that we can choose to let go of. Have you ever stopped to think about the relief it would be to live without this burden? The wisdom of not knowing God, of the biggest challenges in embracing the present, is accepting that not everything needs an explanation. We live in a culture that values quick responses and immediate solutions. But there are times when life asks us to live with the unknown. Maybe you face a question without a clear answer, or someone asks you for advice that you don't know how to give. At these times, the temptation is to force a solution. Look for logic. Okay. But what if, instead, you simply accepted the mystery? When we say, "I don't know," sincerely, something magical happens. It's like opening a window to a greater intelligence, something that goes beyond what our limited mind can achieve. This intelligence, call it intuition, universal wisdom, or even the voice of the heart, begins to flow. She brings insights, ideas, even actions that seem to come from nowhere, but that, deep down, are aligned with what the moment calls for. Have you ever had one of those epiphanies that come when you least expect it? This is life speaking through you. When you stop resisting conscious action, letting life's act. This idea of surrender does not mean standing still or giving up on acting. Rather, it's about acting from a different place of clarity, of presence. In traditions such as Buddhism, there is talk of correct action, which can only arise when we are in harmony with the moment. This requires us to leave our ego aside, that part of us that wants to control, impress, or prove something. When we do this, our actions take on a new quality, okay? They are no longer driven by fear or ambition, but by a deep connection to what is, right? To what is true. Think about a situation in which you acted on impulse, perhaps out of anger or anxiety, and later regretted it. Now, imagine what it would be like if, before acting, you had taken a deep breath, connected with the now, and let the answer come from a calmer place. This is the difference between reacting and responding. Surrender helps us respond to life with more wisdom, with more heart. Have you ever tried taking a break before making an important decision? What changed? The beauty of imperfection in our powerful aspect of living in the present is learning to embrace imperfection. Our mind tends to want everything to be perfect. Work, relationships, even ourselves. But life, by its very nature, is messy, unpredictable, full of ups and downs. And do you know what is liberating? Realize that everything is fine like this. When we stop demanding that things be different, we begin to see beauty where we previously only saw flaws. It's like looking at a crooked tree or a painting with sloppy brushstrokes and suddenly realizing that it's exactly that imperfection that makes it unique. Life is like that. Every moment, with its flaws and surprises, is perfect in its own way. When we accept this, we find a lightness that allows us to laugh at ourselves, forgive others, and move forward more easily. Have you ever found beauty in something that, at first glance, seemed wrong? How has this changed your perspective? Silence, the gateway to presence. If there is one practice that takes us straight to the heart of now, it is silence. I'm not just talking about a noise-free environment, but about an inner silence, that space between thoughts where the mind rests and the soul breathes. Meditation, for example, is a way to cultivate this silence. It's not about reaching a special state or emptying the mind, but about observing what's here without getting caught up in it. Try it for a moment, closing your eyes and just listening. Notice the sounds around you, the wind, a car in the distance, your own breathing. Notice how the mind wants to comment, judge, plan, and then gently go back to just observing. This simple act of being present, of listening without interfering, awakens an intelligence that is already within you. It's as if, in the silence, you find answers you didn't know were there. Have you ever tried spending a few minutes in total silence? What did you discover? The freedom to be ordinary. Of the most surprising gifts of living in the present, is realizing that we don't need to be extraordinary. Our culture pushes us to want to be special, unique, always in the spotlight, but the ego loves this pursuit because it keeps us trapped in the idea that we are not enough as we are. What if true freedom was in being common, and accepting that we are, at the same time, unique and part of something much bigger? When we let go of the need to prove something, we begin to live more authentically. We don't need titles, achievements, or validation to feel complete. Now is enough. You are enough. Think about a time when you felt at peace, simply being alive, not needing anything more than what you already had. This is the taste of freedom that presence brings. Life as an invitation. Every moment is an invitation to awaken. Life, with all its curves and surprises, is always calling us to return to the now. When we accept this invitation, we begin to see the world with new eyes. The colors become more vivid, the sounds richer, the people more human. It's as if, as we open ourselves to the present, we discover that the magic has been here all along, waiting to be seen, and the most beautiful. This practice requires nothing but you. You don't need to be a meditation master or have 3 hours in the day. All it takes is a moment's pause, a conscious breath, a curious look at what's in front of you. How about today, take a moment to simply to be. Maybe while drinking coffee, walking to work, or looking at the sky. Ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? The answer may surprise you. The art of living in the now, a journey towards presence. Live in a fast-paced world where the mind is always busy, desires never stop, and we often forget the simple beauty of just to be. Have you ever stopped to think about how much we neglect the joy of being fully in the now? Today, I want to invite you to awaken to the conscious practice of living in the present, of understanding that this moment, this exact moment now, that's all we really have. Let's make the present the center of our lives. Get ready for a transformative journey where we explore how embracing the now can bring peace, freedom, and a deep connection with the essence of life. Walking with consciousness. A first step is simple. Way to get started is to practice walk consciously. Next time you're walking from one place to another, try a new way of perceiving the world. Instead of letting your mind wander, full of thoughts that judge, label, or analyze everything, just observe, listen, feel. Let go of the need to name every sensation, every sound, every image that crosses your path. Why do we do this? Because we've gotten used to cataloging everything. I liked it, I didn't like it, I want it, I don't want it. This creates a constant conflict with the world around us, with people, with situations. But here's a liberating idea. What if this is just a habit we can unlearn, And the most incredible thing, we don't need to do nothing to change, Just allow each moment to be exactly as it is. When you accept the now, without trying to control or judge it, something special happens. You find an inner peace that does not depend on whether the moment is good or bad. It's as if a deeper layer of yourself reveals itself, free from the opinions of the mind. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to live like this, in harmony with what is? The freedom to let go of the teasing this journey. We will delve into the art of surrendering to the present, of abandoning the need to understand everything and letting life flow naturally. In everyday life, our minds become trapped in a web of attachments to thoughts, desires, expectations. It's as if we are always trying to weave a perfect story, but this search only takes us further away from the simplicity of to be. What if we could undo this web? What if, by letting go of control, we found a powerful truth? Peace, joy, and freedom are born when we overcome the limits of attachment. Attachment keeps us tied to the idea that happiness depends on something external, a goal achieved, an object achieved, an ideal relationship. But this incessant search is like chasing a mirage. We never get there. There is, however, another way, a path that begins with the realization that everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent, and trying to hold on to what is temporary only brings suffering. By relaxing expectations, we make room for life to dance at its own pace, full of mystery and beauty. Observing thoughts without getting lost in. Central step in this process is learning to observe thoughts without getting carried away by them. Our mind is like a radio that never turns off, always talking, judging, interpreting. But what if, instead of being swept along by this flow, we took a step back? By looking at thoughts with detachment, as if they were clouds passing in the sky, we begin to free ourselves from their control. This connects us to a deeper wisdom that goes beyond what the mind can comprehend. When we surrender to the present, we discover the richness of each moment. Be here fully is like diving into the essence of life. Every breath, every sound, every sensation takes on a new depth. The now is eternal, complete in itself. There is nothing to do, nothing to explain. Just let life be. Allow it to flow through you without the constant interference of the mind. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to find a serenity that does not depend on anything external? A harmony with a natural perfection of everything that exists. The weight of thoughts and the truth of silence soften. Suffering comes not from the situations themselves, but from what we think about them. We believe that every thought is an absolute truth, and this traps us in a web of dissatisfaction. But here's a revelation. You are not your thoughts. You are the stillness behind them, the silence tonight. I'm going to share a story that's close to my heart, one that's been passed down through generations in my family. It's about my great-grandmother, Clara, who lived in a small village, nestled in the hills of Tuscany. Clara was known for her wisdom, her quiet strength, and her ability to find joy in the simplest moments, a trait that, looking back, realized was her way of living in the present. One night, during a particularly harsh winter, the village was hit by a storm that cut off the water supply. Food was scarce and worry hung in the air. While others worried, Clara gathered the children around the fireplace and began to tell stories, not of great adventures, but of the beauty of the crackling fire, the warmth of shared breath, the way the wind sang through the trees. She taught them to notice the moment, to find richness in what was there. When the storm passed, the children were not just fed stories. They were filled with a sense of wonder that carried them through to the end. I believe that Clara's secret was her ability to say yes to the now. She neither weathered the storm nor cursed the cold. She embraced it, found beauty in it, and shared that beauty with others. Her life reminds me that presence isn't just a practice, it's a gift we can give to ourselves and those around us. Have you ever met someone like Clara, whose presence made even the most difficult moments lighter? What did they teach you? It's cultivating presence in everyday lives. So, how do we bring this practice of presence into our daily lives? It all starts with small, intentional moments. You don't need to sit in meditation for hours or retreat to the top of a mountain. Presence can be found in everyday life, in the way you eat your morning coffee, in the way you listen to a friend, in the way the ground feels beneath your feet. A simple exercise is to take a break 3 times a day and observe your surroundings. Wherever you are, take a deep breath and ask, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel? Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your skin, the hum of a refrigerator, the laughter of a child. Don't judge or analyze, just observe. This practice, done consistently, trains your mind to return to the present, to ground itself in the now. Over time, these moments of awareness intertwine, creating a life that feels richer and more connected. Another powerful tool is gratitude. When you're stuck in a spiral of worry or frustration, pause and name 3 things you're grateful for in that moment. It can be as simple as the taste of your lunch, the comfort of your chair, or the fact that you are breathing. Gratitude brings you back to the present, reminding you that even in the chaos, there is something to cherish. Have you ever tried this in a difficult time? How has this changed your perspective? The role of breathing. Your anchor for now. If there is one tool that is always with you, it is your breathing. Your breath is a bridge to the present moment, a constant reminder that you are alive, here and now. When you feel overwhelmed, scattered, or lost in thought, a few mindful breaths can bring you back. Try this. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for a moment and slowly exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. As you breathe, notice the air moving through your body, the rise and fall of your chest. This simple act can ground you, quiet your mind, and open your heart to the moment. Breathing is not just about calming down. It's about reconnecting with your essence. In many spiritual traditions, breathing is seen as a connection to the divine, a sacred rhythm that connects us to the universe. When you breathe with intention, you are not just oxygenating your body. You are aligning yourself with the flow of life. Have you ever noticed how your breathing changes when you are stressed and when you are at peace? What does your breathing tell you right now? Letting go of the need to be special alone, of the most freeing aspects of living in the present, is letting go of the need to be special. Our society often encourages us to stand out, to achieve, to be extraordinary, but the ego thrives on it, whispering that we are not enough unless we are the best, the brightest, the most admired. What if true freedom lies in embracing our normalcy? By realizing that we don't need to be anything other than who we are. This doesn't mean giving up on dreams or ambitions. It means pursuing them based on presence, not the need to prove your worth. When you let go of the pressure to be special, you begin to see the beauty in everything and everyone, because nothing needs to be more than it is. A flower doesn't try to be the most beautiful, it just blooms. A river does not strive to be the grandest, it simply flows. Can you imagine living with that kind of ease? What would change if you let yourself be enough, exactly as you are? Presence in relationships. Truly seeing others' presence isn't just about your relationship with yourself. It's about how you connect with others. Think about the last time you felt truly seen by someone. Maybe they listened without interrupting, looked you in the eye, or responded with genuine care. This is the power of presence in relationships. When you turn your full attention to another person, you create a space where connection thrives. Try this the next time you're talking to someone. Put down the phone. Put aside your mental to-do list and really listen. Notice your words, your tone, the emotions behind your eyes. Resist the temptation to plan your response as they speak. Instead, let their words land. Let the moment unfold. You'll be surprised at how much deeper your conversations become and how much you understand. Have you ever had a moment when all of someone's attention made you feel truly valued? Can you offer this gift to others? The ripple effect of presence leaving in the present doesn't just transform you, it spills over into the world around you. When you are fully here, your energy changes. You become a calm presence in a chaotic world, a light that others can feel even if they don't understand why. Your patience, your kindness, your ability to listen, all of these grow when you are rooted in the now. And these qualities touch everyone you know, okay, from your family to strangers on the street. Imagine a world where more people lived like this, where we approached each moment with openness instead of resistance, with curiosity instead of judgment. It starts with you, with the choices you make in each moment. Each time you choose presence, you plant a seed for a more connected and compassionate world. What kind of ripple effect could your presence create in your community, in your workplace, in your home? Bracing the unknown, a leap of faith at its core. Living in the present is an act of faith. It's trusting that the universe has wisdom beyond your understanding, that each moment is unfolding exactly as it should. This can be scary, especially when life seems uncertain or painful. But even in these moments, presence offers a refuge. By staying with what is, without running into the past or the future, you tap into a strength that has always been within you. Think about a time when you faced a challenge and found unexpected resilience. Maybe it was a loss, a setback, or a moment of doubt. What helped you was probably your ability to stay present, to take one step at a time, to find meaning in the moment. This is the gift of now. It contains everything you need if you are willing to trust it. What is a challenge you are facing right now that you could face with more presence? How might this change your experience? A final invitation. Make now your home. As we reach the end of this journey, I want to leave you a simple invitation. Make now your home. The present moment is always here, waiting for you to step into it. It's not about perfection or mastery of all techniques. It's about showing up repeatedly with an open heart and a willing spirit. Every time you choose to be present, you are choosing life, raw, real, and radiant. So tonight, when the world calms down, take a moment to pause, feel your breathing, listen to the sounds around you, notice your heartbeat. Let go of the need to understand, to control, to be anything other than what you are. In that moment, you'll find a peace that has been with you all along, a joy that does not depend on circumstances, a freedom that you can claim. Thank you for walking this path with me. May you carry the gift of presence with every moment, with every breath, with every step. Now is yours. Embrace it fully.